Sensational Liverpool comeback, 3-1 down at Anfield. Jurgen Klopp makes the right substitutions and they fight back to win on penalties. Kelleher, the hero. Brendan Rodgers bottling it again at the biggest stages. Tottenham through, Chelsea through. We are in for an absolute grand slam semi-finals indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Liverpool through, Chelsea through, Tottenham through, of course, joined by Arsenal from last night. What a quarterfinals we just witnessed in the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup, the League Cup, whatever you refer to it as. What an evening. And I need to start with the Liverpool-Leicester game because Leicester were brilliant on that counter-attack in the first half. Jurgen Klopp got it wrong. He didn't have enough of his first-team players on that pitch, and they were just overrun, outdone, and they were 3-1 down at halftime. Should have been 4-1. Jamie Vardy missed an absolute sitter. Absolute sitter. And then at halftime, the likes of Jota, Konate, and of course, Milner came on, and you saw from almost the opening 5 minutes of that first half, Liverpool meant business. Jurgen Klopp did not want to go out at this stage. He did not want to fall. The crowd didn't want it because Anfield was pumping, and they got themselves back into this game, and they were beyond better than Leicester in that second half. It was men versus boys, and Leicester were, for me, the complete reflection of their manager. Bottle jobs. They panicked. They couldn't play out anymore. They didn't try to counterattack. They became really deep. And Liverpool thoroughly deserved it. And I'm glad that Jurgen Klopp turned it round the way he did, because I saw a lot of pony excuses when they were being beat 3-1. Context is key. We haven't taken it seriously. It's not Jurgen Klopp's fault. No, it was Jurgen Klopp's fault. And he stepped up and rectified. If he wanted to go out, he wouldn't have made those subs. He'd have seen yourselves go out 3-1, 4-1, licked his wounds and moved on. But he wants to be in this competition. His substitutions prove it. His team's attitude proved it. The crowd, the noise at Anfield proves it. And it was sensational to watch. I'm not going to lie. As trying to be as neutral as possible, it was a sensational game to watch. I had the Chelsea game on this computer. On these monitors, had Liverpool on the TV screens up here, Spurs are on. And I was fixated in the second half, really very much to the game at Anfield, because it was absolutely exhilarating, to say the least. The comeback was out of this world. It truly was sensational from Liverpool Football Club, without a doubt. Leicester fans, how are you feeling? 3-1 up, playing against some kids in that first half, and you couldn't see it out. Missing the penalties as well. Awful, really, from them. We have got to speak Spurs through to another semi-final. Antonio Conte wielding his magic wand again tonight. And they got a little lucky at a few moments. West Ham played well at times, but Spurs, to me, the better side. And Chelsea had to really grind it out tonight. Man of the match for Chelsea. Kepa in goal. 3 saves for me, really. 2 from bullet close range headers and 1 from a one-on-one, mainly all from the first half, really keeping Chelsea in this tie, really ensuring that Chelsea had something to grow from. And then an own goal and a penalty almost back-to-back knocks out Brentford. But what semi-finals? We've got the draw is going to be live with us on the Football Terrace, so stay here. We've got Ryan, we've got Daniel Ram, and a few others coming out very soon to join us on the panel to have their say. But wow, what do you know what I have to say? Probably one of the best 2 nights of Carabao Cup football I've witnessed in a long time. It was excellent. It was absolutely excellent. But I want to go to your comments now, the viewers, the real heart and soul of the Football Terrace. Not going to lie, Jota and Konate have been great business. Yeah, they have. Without a doubt, they've been absolutely sensational business. Sensational business. Hit the like button, people. Absolutely smash the like button tonight if you enjoyed what you witnessed, what you saw, and you're here to have a good time tonight on the terrace. Got a great panel on their way very soon indeed. Rivals cry is what Samuel says. And absolutely, listen, Liverpool were right to be called out in that first half. They were getting battered at Anfield. And the semi-final draws up next. When that semi-final draw is done, I'll be bringing the panel out. I'll let them watch it backstage, doing their thing, and then we'll come out and react. And I don't buy this bullshit from football fans. You don't want to win these tournaments. It doesn't matter. I'm not really that bothered. It doesn't really matter. Yes, it does. Do you know how you know it matters? The cop. Listen to that cop roar tonight and tell me trophies don't matter. If you're a football fan who says trophies don't matter, get out of here. Get away from the football terrace. You are not welcome. That's one thing we'll ban and we'll create a little echo chamber on. Anyone who doesn't respect trophies, you ain't listening to your fans. You ain't listening to your club's history. You ain't listening to nothing. Anfield stood up tonight and said, we want to win. And that should give every single Chelsea fan goosebumps, and it should shut down any elitist fan that turns his nose up at trophies. Absolutely right. And rivals should be fuming tonight, especially all the others left in this tournament, because Liverpool being in it is danger, danger, danger. Man like Dom Hussim's going to join us soon as well. All backstage. As soon as the draw is done, we're going to bring the panel out, people. Stay with the terrace. You know, we're the only place to be. Miguel here says, Brendan Rodgers is a serial bottler. Bottle a two. Listen, I said after he won the FA Cup, I wouldn't call him it anymore. I lied. Keep this man. I got myself a little gas when he was linked to Man United. I thought, maybe you could do a little. Keep him away from Old Trafford. Keep him away from a proper football club. Brendan Rodgers as no ass. Man's a fucking eunuch, bruv. No balls. No balls. Eunuch, bruv. Jaffa. He's a Jaffa. I don't know why that word makes. He's a Jaffa cake, bruv. Shooting blanks, territorial army, dad's army bullshit. Bottler. Bottle job, Brendan Rodgers. Imagine being 2-0 up. 2 goals up. And it isn't even losing. Losing ain't the bottling. It's the way they walks away with their towel between their legs. You know when a dog's done something naughty and its towel goes between its legs? Do you know why their towel goes between their legs? Because they're covering up their genitalia out of embarrassment. Brendan Rodgers tonight is going to go home and he's sleeping in the bathtub because he's too ashamed to show himself to his missus. Disgrace. 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 Terry, the United fans who wanted Rodgers at United need to explain themselves. This bottle job is of epic. This a bottle job of epic proportions. Listen, he'd improved Man United's football from Ollie. Some Man United fans were so heartbroken and down in the dumps because of Ollie. You start seeing things you don't really believe. Do you get what I'm saying? It's an improvement. Keep away from my club. Terry, are you happy that Rodgers didn't go? Yes. I'm so happy. Oh, so happy.
Oh, so happy and clappy and bright.
I'm very happy. Keep that guy away from Old Trafford. Come there twice a year to get beat. That's it. Under the new manager, you'd beat Ollie quite a bit because Ollie weren't good enough. But, we'll shut up about that one. Evening, Terry. If you don't take your chances against Liverpool, then you will pay big time. I remember in the 80s League Cup was DNA Liverpool history. Listen, man, do you know how I know these trophies are important? Because when Liverpool fans and Man United fans get into it, we bring out our trophies. When Arsenal say we're bigger than Chelsea, they bring out their trophies. People bring out their trophies, and then suddenly we have this bullshit. I don't know where it's come from football fans. Bad fatherhood, I think. I think it's bad dads. People with bad dads don't like trophies. I don't know what it is. All the time wasting from Leicester came back to bite them. Yeah, it definitely did. There's no doubt. The draw is on its way now, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're bringing the panel out tonight. Make sure you're smashing that like button, people. Get that done right now. We just get past 1,000 likes while we're live. Have a little guess. See the Football Terrace secret phrase tonight as well, people. It's in the envelope. They're looking all nice and shiny. I'm going to get it right in the light. Look at that. See, it's there. The new secret phrase is available, so make sure you get that done. Who do you all want? I want that in the comments right now. Who do you want in the semi-finals? I want to know right now. Who do you want to see? Tell me your team and who you want. I bet you Liverpool say, we don't care. We'll take anybody. Get your balls out. Footballs, I mean. I can't. Minamino scored like that. Do you know the reason why that goal went in as well? Vestergaard. I said earlier, Vestergaard's one of the flops of the season. Bertrand's penalty was pony. Pony Mate. Terry, I've been following. Terry, you've been following football for 3 decades. Have you seen a better choke artist than Rodgers? He's undefeated. I don't remember a better choke artist than him at football. I don't remember someone as bad as him failing when he's had so many head starts. But he always seems to get away with it. Nobody really calls him out on it. And do you know probably why? Because he plays pretty football. You know, I was watching. Have you seen? I can't remember the name of the actor. It's like a podcast between two pints. Basically, like Brendan Rodgers is being given praise for genetics. You know, good-looking people get away with things that uglier people don't in life. This happens in football. The more pretty your football, the more leeway people give you. You realize if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer played pretty football, he'd probably still have a job with the same results. That's the way football is, man. Brendan Rodgers plays pretty football, says cool things. He calls it a project and speaks about dominating space. Right, the numbers. Arsenal are number 1, Chelsea 2, Liverpool 3, Tottenham 4, alphabetical order. It's going to be Michael Dawson and Jamie Redknapp here. The first number is coming out, and it is number 1. It is number 1. Arsenal are out. So I don't know if there's 2 legs in the semi-final this year, but Arsenal out, and they are playing number 3. It's Arsenal, Liverpool. Arsenal get Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi-final. That means it's Chelsea versus Tottenham. Chelsea versus Tottenham. Wow. What? There's a great semi-final. Could we have a North London final? Could we have a Chelsea-Liverpool final? We have an absolute chance of our gargantuan final now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring the panel out now to have their say. All their teams were in action tonight. It's at the bridge as well. I'm not sure if it's 2 legs. I haven't had the sound on. Panel time, people. Arsenal versus Liverpool. Everyone's saying they wanted Arsenal. Well, Liverpool got Arsenal. It's going to be, I think the first leg, whatever happens, it's going to be at home. Oh, there's 2 legs. 2 legs to be played the week commencing the 1st of Jan and the 10th of Jan. So not long now. First, the home leg is at the Emirates and at Stamford Bridge. So there is 2 legs for this. The draw is done. Let's bring out the panel now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. How you all doing, people? We all good? We all good? We all good?
Yeah, not too bad.
I have to say, I'm going to come to Ram first of all, because you just witnessed one of the great cup comebacks tonight. Give me your thoughts, bro, because I did see you in the group chat. You said you didn't care. It's not a big tournament. Liverpool this doesn't matter to us. You're not excited now because you said in the group chat it meant nothing. Or were you lying in the group chat about it meaning nothing?
No. I didn't say that. I still think, as a fan, personally, I want us to go and win every single trophy. But I think Klopp has different ideas. He wants to bring in the youth players for these type of games. If he wants to do that, that's on him. But preferably for me, I'd like us to go out and win all these trophies, because that's the winning mentality that you need. What can I say? What is the history of the Liverpool? Comebacks is what we're known for. You know what I mean? It's been in our DNA since when we were formed in 1892. Istanbul, Barcelona, just to name a few. Leicester City is now along in those books. And yeah, it was great. And Takumi Minamino, of all the people, I was thinking Jota, Firmino. It was Minamino as well. Like, Minamino was having a poor game. I was like saying, what is this guy bringing to the table? And then he comes up with a strike like that. It's just brilliant. Everything was brilliant. And I don't want to be a little bit of a negative Nelly, but preferably if I was going to be a bit picky, I think Jurgen Klopp should have started strong and then bring in the young players to get that experience. Because if we have I think with our squad that we had in the second half, we'll be winning 2-0 and it will be a comfortable game, and we could have bring in the young players.
I think what stood out to me tonight, and Anfield, the Kop, they sent a message. You heard it when they went 3-1 down. It's like, hang on, no. We're not doing this again. We need a reaction in that second half. We need a performance in that second half. And you heard it. The noise. It's one of the noisiest nights at Anfield I have heard outside of Champions League football. And that message is clear. And I mean this sincerely. If you are a Liverpool fan sitting at home in New York, sitting at home in Sydney, sitting at home in London, listen to your match-going fans. Competitions, trophies matter. This is a trophy that Liverpool are now favourites for. They have since City went out. They're definitely the favourites. And yeah, you did get it slightly wrong tonight, but you've got the squad and you've got the manager and you've got that 12th man at Anfield to turn it round. And it was a huge.
It was like a European game, Terry. It was like a European
night.
Like
it felt like it.
And if anyone wants to say that, we shouldn't win the trophy. This is why we were so successful in the 80s. Every year we would win that trophy. We won it 4 times in a row. That's why we were joint with Manchester City with the most League Cup wins. So I don't understand why people were going to say, just leave it out. We don't really need it. Let's focus on the league and the Champions League. No, go for every single trophy. That's how you build winning mentalities. I don't want none of this. Is a Mickey Mouse Cup. Forget about it.
Absolutely. We're going to get back to that game in a minute. I want to speak to Ryan quickly because Ryan, big Spurs fan. Conte's only been in 5 minutes, but he's got you to a semi. You beat one of the old enemies in West Ham tonight. Bergwijn turned up, and now you've got a clash now. 2 legs against Chelsea. Tell me how you're feeling right now, my bro.
I don't think it matters who you got at this stage, Terry. I would have much rather have got Chelsea, Liverpool than Arsenal. I don't want to lose to Arsenal at this stage because that you just wouldn't hear the end of it. That would all you would hear for the rest of the season. So I do think Liverpool will get past Arsenal, but I'm confident Conte can get us past Chelsea as well. When are the dates? What dates are they playing at?
The week commencing the 3rd and the 10th of Jan. So it's literally a couple of weeks away and you'll be playing these semi-finals. So as soon as the festive period's out the way, it'll be the same week that you're building up to we're building up to the first round of the FA Cup.
Yeah, I don't know how many players Chelsea lose to the African nations either. I don't know if it's many. Is it just Mendy in goal? I think that's the only player they'll be missing.
Only 2. Mendy and Ziyech. Well, Ziyech doesn't really count. Mendy.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I mean, you seem a little bit downbeat considering you just made a semi-final. Is it because I'm saying this with respect, Ryan? Is that because of your history of not winning trophies? It's just
Tottenham.
The history
it's
of
Tottenham. It's Tottenham in it, Terry. Yeah, it's just Tottenham.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
They're going to disappoint you.
Yeah, I hear you, bruv. Prime. Not the most vintage performance again tonight from Chelsea, but you're through. You pick up the win. You've got a semi-final now against Liverpool, which is going to be very, very a semi-final against Tottenham, which is not probably the easiest you could be asking for. Tottenham's pedigree at that level is where it is. Satisfying night in total.
Terry, have we drawn Chelsea? Have we drawn Chelsea or Arsenal?
You've got Arsenal.
We've got the second leg at home, bro. Second leg at Anfield as well, bro.
We're going to move on to that one in a minute. But yeah, from a Chelsea point of view, how are you feeling tonight, Prime?
Not a great performance. Some of our youth players played, like Suit Bale and Harvey Vale and stuff like that. But whatever, we got the win. That's most important. We also got a clean sheet. So this bad run of form or whatever we've been on, it's now 2 back-to-back clean sheets. Let's go up and build back that form. Playing Spurs in the semi-final. Out of the 4 teams, probably the easier draw. And also, look back at last year, Spurs don't care about this Carabao Cup. So if they lose, it's not going to matter to them.
Yeah, do you know what I am going to do? Anyone that comes on the terrace says they don't care about winning trophies is getting banned from now because you're all liars. Everyone's a liar that says that. Everyone who said they don't care about winning trophies is a liar, and we're just going to ban liars. You heard tonight. This is the thing. The way that players and stadiums celebrate when they win and score goals tells you people matter. I don't know where this weird notion of not winning trophies has come from. Hussam, great comeback tonight. Arsenal in the semi-finals. It really couldn't have gone much better. Could it have gone much better from a Liverpool perspective for you?
Yes, I love the fact we play Arsenal. That was probably, with all the respect to Arsenal, probably the easiest one out of the 3. Alongside Tottenham, I wanted to avoid Chelsea, if I'm being honest. I think Tottenham and Arsenal we could have went through. Today's game, obviously, first half, the youngsters, like, Lord have mercy, because like some of these youngsters, like you see sometimes when you watch a youngster and you go like, okay, this guy has it. Like even with Trent, like first game, we were like, okay, this guy has something. Some of these youngsters on the football pitch in that first half, absolutely disastrous. like Comitio, and stuff like that. Sometimes people just don't make it at this level for a good reason. Maybe they're not good enough. But listen, second half kicked off. Klopp went absolutely mad with substitutions. I think this is the first time ever we've seen Klopp make this many substitutions before the 1 hour mark. He's probably had enough, and rightfully so. And in the second half, we turned it up. Played the Liverpool way, absolutely pressed Leicester, absolutely hammered their goal, and we scored 2 deserved goals. And when it comes to today's goal scorers as well, Jota again. I do not understand what it is with Jota and headers. He's about 5'3", and he scores so many headers. It just makes no sense to me.
Do you remember Michael Owen was a little bit like that as well? Though Michael Owen just was brilliant in the air. He was just short, so you wouldn't expect him to be. Equally, I know he scored a lot of headed goals. I thought Peter Crouch was pretty average with his head, really, considering he was nine and a half. Considering he was 9.5.
You know what it is, Terry? I think Jota has elite positioning as a striker. He always gets himself. There was a moment, I don't know if you watched the second half, there was a moment where Naby Keita shot it. It was a shot, but Jota somehow got his head across to it, and Schmeichel made the save. But I just want to say 2 things on 2 different things you mentioned, because I heard you speak on them. The Rodgers thing, completely agree with every word you've said. Me personally, I despise the man. I hate him. I cannot stand him. I think he's very overrated as a manager. And I agree with a lot of what you said there. Like, it's just, I just don't get it with this guy. Like, bottling top 4 2 seasons in a row. Yes, he did win the FA Cup last season. So I think that's one thing that kept him in the job. Because I think the Leicester owners, if he didn't win that FA Cup, probably sack him. And the second thing I want to say is, me personally, I'm not disrespecting it. I'm not disrespecting the trophy. Give me trophies. However, the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup are good when they go with the Premier League or with the Champions League. On their own, like, it doesn't really feel, for me personally, as a Liverpool fan, based on our team, I don't think it's a successful season. If we end the season with just Carabao Cup, I wouldn't call it a success. I think we need one of the 2 others to go along with it. The Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, for me, are like the cherry on top of the cake. The cake being the Premier League or the Champions League. So that's what I would say.
I think that's a really good take, and I get that completely. If you're a club the size of Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, and you win a Carabao Cup or an FA Cup by itself, it's special. FA Cup's more important, but it's like, okay, but we still failed in the 2 main objectives. But in terms of you pick up a League Cup early on in the season, and then you win that Prem, you then win that Champions League. Suddenly that season goes from being a very good season to an elite season. When you pick up 2 or 3 trophies in 1 year, when you see that little graphic on Sky at the end of the season, League Cup winners, Liverpool, Premier League winners, Liverpool, Champions League winners, Liverpool. That's elite. That's where you want to be. And if you just throw these tournaments away early for the sake of giving a few youngsters a game, you lose the ability to do that. And I think Jurgen Klopp saw that at half time, but he also knew what he was up against. He knew he was up against the biggest bottle job in Premier League history. Honest to God, if that was against any of the other teams, if you were against Chelsea, Spurs, with Antonio Conte, I mean here, if you were up against David Moyes' West Ham and they were 3-1 up, I don't think you beat them. It's because it's Rodgers. They are so negative. It was unbelievable. I was watching it going, why aren't they attacking? Why aren't they laying a glove on them? Honestly, suicidal.
It's just like when it was siege mentality, I don't understand why they wouldn't just counter us. Like, every time they got the ball out, they just kick it out of nowhere. No one would run onto the ball. It just made no sense at all. Like, they just
in the second half though, Ram, Konate is about like 100 times the player Comitio is. So Konate was able to stop.
I love Konate.
He was able to stop the counterattacks. But the reason Terry's correct is because when you are playing against a team and you're 3-1 up at Anfield, Liverpool are trying to attack. Even if you set up some sort of counterattack situation where you can at least get into dangerous position instead of just lumping it to Vardy and asking him to run. Like, come on, man. Like, there's so many quality players on the football pitch. This was Leicester's starting 11. This was not Leicester B team, not C team. This was starting 11 for Leicester, in my opinion. So, like what, Bar Ian Nacho. So even if he set up some sort of thing where they could counterattack maybe in a better way, they could have still won that game and qualified, to be honest.
I hear you on that. We're going to come back, speak to Zayn in a minute about the semi-final draws. We're going to bring David in very soon. He's backstage as well. Michael Ramsey here says, Terry, why do you always bring on these rubbish Liverpool supporters to talk their nonsense? Please stop. You're spoiling your great channel. I don't think so, Michael. I will be like, I don't actually agree with everything all of my callers say and my guests say and my panelists say. That isn't the point. The point is for that diversity of opinion. But thank you for that super chat, buddy. I want to ask you a question, Ryan, about Tottenham. How impressed have you been with your progression in a short space of time under Antonio Conte? I saw a graphic during the game that shows that in per 90 since he's been there, you've been the hardest working team in the Premier League. Under Nuno, you were the least hardest working team. Is that what it's just about now? Your team's working harder, or like how are you feeling about your side right now?
Oh, it's a lot better under Conte. I feel sorry in a little bit for Nuno because these players have clearly got it in them to work that hard. They've just now chosen to do it for a better, respected manager. But he's got the best out of Eric Dyer, who obviously we all know he's not a quality player, but he's playing well. Ben Davies, Davinson Sanchez, Winks and Dele had a good game against Liverpool. Bergwijn's goal and assist tonight. Lucas is playing well at the minute, so it all don't matter if the board don't back him in January. If they don't back him in January, then it's pointless because these players won't go that long playing this well. No matter who the manager is. Obviously, we had Mourinho. They did the same to him. Pochettino, they gave up in the end. So as long as we get some fresh blood in January, then I said after the Liverpool game, if we get fresh blood in, then I'm more than confident for top four at the minute. I think we'll fly into that top four with this manager and hopefully can get a Carabao Cup and FA Cup on the way as well.
Look at that. Can you imagine? Again, though, different size club. If Spurs won an FA Cup and if they came fourth, won a League Cup and an FA Cup, that's arguably your best season since you did the double.
Oh, we're starving. We're starving. We're beyond starving now. We want anything.
That is very hungry indeed. Listen, Ryan, we're going to rotate the panel a little bit, bro. I appreciate you coming on, Ryan, and having your sound.
Have a good night, boys.
Cheers, bro. Thank you very much indeed. David joins us now as well. Big Chelsea fans in the house. Sorry, what were you going to say there, Prime?
No, I was just going to ask Ryan a question that should they have taken the Conference League more seriously, but he's gone. It doesn't matter.
Listen, I think, when I saw Spurs fans on Twitter moaning they were out of that, I just read fake anger. I was like, none of you are bothered. Like, none of you care, like, at all. The draw's out, gentlemen. I have been sent a quote here, and I don't know if this is true.
Don't tell me you have to do it again.
No.
Draw's pattern for us, bro.
Thomas Tuchel has reportedly said drawing Spurs is good for the fans.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
Wait. For which?
Well,
fans?
I mean, are they going to watch it?
Chelsea fans.
Yeah, it will be.
Are you worried about
Derby.
the draw? David, are you worried about the draw? Are you worried about Spurs in the semi?
No, the Spurs. No, I'm joking. I like that's the typical it's Spurs. No, the new manager bounce. Antonio Conte is a serious manager, so I have to take them somewhat seriously now. But I do expect to win because it is Spurs and we are better than them. So yeah. But whether fans are even going to watch though, I don't think so.
Lee Chappie's watching. How you doing, Lee? He says, my club makes me drink heavily. Bottled it, lads. Fuming. I bet you are, mate. And I'm glad, I think me and Lee Chappie are now on the same page about Brendan Rodgers, calling him a bottle job. It's very true. And by the way, Lee, we want no more of your players, nobody from Leicester anymore. Man United and Leicester are done in relations to that. Zane, you've got Arsenal in the next round. Any nerves, any worries, any concerns about going up against Arsenal?
All right, but before I say something, I need to say something to chat. No, chat, I'm not high, all right, because I see bad comments and saying, you're on this, you're on that, bro. I'm just laughing because I say things and you lot think I know what I'm talking about. I'm a plastic fan, but what did I say? We're going to win a cup. We're going to win cups this season, bro. And with that team we brought out, boy, you can't say nothing with that bottle job. Now, let's be real. With the draw itself, we got patterned good, bro. We got, no disrespect to Arsenal, but that's what every team wanted was Arsenal. Let's not get it right? And also, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, Terry, have we not got the second leg at Anfield?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, the second leg will be at Anfield.
That's Kate, right? And what people need to understand is, right, the reason why the Wednesday games are much more louder is because the LFC day trippers who come on the weekend, they're not around. So basically, it's only people generally, around the Liverpool area are going to go to a Wednesday game because most people are not going to, take time off to come down from another part of the world on a Wednesday. Hence why the European atmosphere is much better than the weekend because you don't get as many day trippers, right? So let's keep that real. So from my point of view, no disrespect to Arsenal fans. I'm scared that Egal's going to come jumping like, no, why are you dissing Arsenal? But I'm happy, man, because we've got a good chance with the kids. I'd like Jurgen to still keep the kids going because fundamentally they've done all the work. But in conclusion, one thing I do want to say, because you've got all these Liverpool fans, you're right, Terry, you need to call these Liverpool fans out. These flip-floppers, all making up excuses, saying this and that, all slagging off man like Minamino, because I'm the only one really been backing him this season, right? And I was like, oh, he's rubbish, sell him, get rid of him, blah, 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 blah. That brother, man, all right, you may not think he's that good, but if it was for him, we wouldn't be in the penalties, man. And fundamentally, you got to let the brother have a chance, man. He was good at Salzburg. He's done a number of us. He looked decent. So why are you not hating him? Because, again, it shows me you plastic fans out there, bro. You don't know your football, man, because you can tell him before that you give him time and peace. And just Chelsea fans in the chat, salty as fuck, bro. You're salty, bro. I can see it. You're not happy we got through. Anyway, sorry, Terry. Back to you.
Ignore the Chelsea fans, man. They have the main character syndrome.
Minamino's going to be 27 in like 2 weeks, bro. I'm sorry, this guy's not good. I don't care if he scores against Leicester in the Carabao Cup. He's not.
Oh,
good.
come on, man.
He's
the
not
final
good.
that finished.
He's not good.
He's not good, a minute to go, bro. Come on, man.
He's
give
not
him
good.
a little bit of respect, bro.
He'd start for Chelsea, by the way.
Minamino.
At this moment in time, yeah.
Hang on.
He's barely got any attackers. Why not?
Head loss.
Pulisic. Come on.
You honestly think? Are you bantering? Do you think Minamino is better than Ziyech and Pulisic?
No.
Terry, at this moment in
How many
time,
goals in the League Cup?
no, Terry, hang on. At this
How many
moment in
goals has he
time,
scored?
Chelsea ain't got no forwards, so he will start for Chelsea at this moment in time.
Well, no, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
You got no forwards, so he's the only forward that
and he still wouldn't start for us. It proves how bad he is.
He's better than Werner.
Oh my days!
He's better than Werner, bro.
Werner's injured, so that's not enough.
50 mil player. You got a 12 player back then. 50 million Werner or whatever, bro.
That is a big claim.
Look. On a serious note, just on Zane's point, my thing is, look, we are in no position to sell anyone. Our squad is thin enough. We need to add, not subtract. So we need to get more players. The players like Minamino, like the Origis of the world. Listen, contributions like today is all we ask of them. People a lot of times think that you ask your depth players to come in there and score 15 goals. No one's asking for that. No one's even asking for us to go and buy some 70 million player. No one's just saying that. What we're saying is we need players who come in, make a difference. Minamino today made a difference. Origi against Wolves made a difference. We need players who can come in, make an impact when the team is not playing well. Like the game against Tottenham Hotspur, for example, maybe you needed someone to come on and create that difference for you in the game. And I think, Minamino today obviously made the difference. Does he do it consistently? He doesn't. But we're in no position to sell anyone, not just Minamino. We're in no position to sell anyone full stop. Just buy players, and we need to make our squad depth bigger, not smaller. So I'm all for buying more players.
Spot on.
Cup of Nations, bro. We need our players that score players
Of course,
to score,
you're
right?
going to lose players there. I want to say as well, though, I have to say about this semi-final. I know Liverpool fans and Chelsea fans are not going to like me saying this, but I need the toxicity of a North London derby final. On a real level, just take. I know you're in this as Liverpool fans and Chelsea fans, but for a moment, take your club out of it like you're not in it. How almost horrible it would be amazing. It'd be so horrible. It'd be amazing. I know it will probably end up, but it can't be. Well, it could be. It could be Chelsea. Liverpool is the most likely final because of pedigree, quality, manager quality, all versus each other, everything. But I would quite like to see a North London derby final. It would just be putrid, but it's that kind of putridness that I'm like, yeah, I want that. I want to sit back, like watching that game, feet up, little beer in my hand, just watching these two sets.
Spurs would beat Arsenal in the final, yeah. Spurs would beat Arsenal in that final.
No, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
No,
Arsenal
they-
will win.
No,
Spurs
just
will
based on
bottom
the fact Arsenal have won so many of these North London derbies, when it seriously matters in a stake of a final, I think Spurs would just beat
Mate,
them.
that's a great shit. Do you know what's crazy as well, though, right? You guys are very confident of beating Arsenal, and I know Chelsea fans are confident of beating Tottenham. The problem is that my little theory in football of you can be too overconfident and lose. When it's two legs, that's almost impossible because both Chelsea and Spurs, Chelsea and Liverpool, could lose their first game, like have a bad one, and then you recover it in the second match. And that's what's so hard here for Tottenham and Arsenal. Arsenal got to beat Liverpool twice in a week.
Twice.
I just don't see them doing it, to be fair. I don't see them doing it. We've got some super chats here that says, I don't want bottle job Brendan Rodgers anywhere near Manchester United.
Thank you.
United fans are like panicky tonight. Like, we nearly had that guy. He was nearly out.
That guy's trash. He's awful.
He's not that good.
He's
really
just
isn't.
not that good, is he? He's just not.
No,
He almost dragged Liverpool to a Premier League title. I think,
and he
you guys
bottled
are
it at the
just
same
fucking
time.
Yeah,
bro.
he
Gerrard,
didn't
Gerrard,
drag
Gerrard,
it.
no. Gerrard
Prime.
No,
Don't
stop
try.
it, Gerard.
Prime, don't
Stop
try.
it.
On a real
Stop it,
level, Prime. On a real level, yes,
Mm.
Gerrard's slip was part of it, right? But the biggest issue that they had, Liverpool had, the back end, the last sort of was their leaky defense, their inability to keep other teams out in those last 4 or 5
Bro, they're
games.
winning 3-0 with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah,
bro.
Palace
You
killed us,
can't
bro.
tell
Palace
me
is
to
Palace,
stop.
man.
Yeah,
That game-
I will
individually,
No,
probably-
but
Hang
David,
on.
that proves.
individually,
David,
the
that
defenders were
proves
bad.
Terry's
problem
point,
was-
though.
Our
The
problem
thing you
was
just
our
said
defense.
proves Terry's
Oh,
point.
Your
He said
defenders
that.
were bad because
No, that's what I'm
Klopp
saying.
Let
was
me
not
just
consistent.
say one
Hang
thing.
on.
The
No,
thing David just
We
said.
didn't even play
I'm
our best.
agreeing with him.
We didn't even play our best centre
Yeah,
back.
I am.
We didn't play
I'm
our
saying
best
centre-back.
what you
I
said
know
makes
that.
this point.
No,
It's
I know
it
that.
was
but
the defense.
Your
It was the
defense
defense.
individually was so bad
Prime.
because
Yours when you say Rodgers almost dragged us to a title, that is
Yeah.
the most lying statement I have
but
heard
he
in
did.
Paris history.
But
I'm
he
gonna tell you
did,
why.
though.
I'm gonna tell you
In what
why.
way,
Relax.
Prime? In what way, Prime?
First, if anyone dragged us that season, we all know who dragged us. Luis Suarez.
It wasn't
dragged
just
us. It wasn't
no,
Rodgers.
but it wasn't
One
just
second,
Suarez.
one
It's a
second,
team
bro.
effort.
One second. Let me tell you why it wasn't him. It was Luis Suarez who dragged us. Every Liverpool fan on earth will tell you it was Suarez who dragged us to the title that season and not Rodgers. That's number one. Number two, Ferguson has said 100 times, defense wins you titles, attack only wins you games. That defense, if you had Neymar, Mbappe, and Suarez up top, they still wouldn't have won the league. That was a back five of Mignolet, Lovren, not Lovren, sorry,
I know
Sacco,
what your defense
Skirtle,
was.
Flanagan and
Daniel
Joel
Agger,
I
who
know
was
what-
35,
But that
Alex
leads- that
Sissoko,
leads in-
John
that leads
Flanagan,
into my point.
Glenn
That
Johnson.
leads into my point. That leads
Prime,
into my
no,
point of
Prime,
individually, your
Prime,
defense was
Prime,
bad.
Prime,
That's why
I'm gonna
Klopp-
destroy your point.
That's
I'm
why
gonna
Klopp
destroy
had
your
to
point.
rebuild
Let me
the
finish.
defense
Let me
number
finish.
one.
Let me finish. I'm destroy your point. The third reason
You're
is what
not
destroys your
destroying my
point.
point. You're leading.
That
you're,
game-
You're proving me
Prime,
right. Klopp
Prime,
had to
let me,
rebuild your
bro.
defense.
You're listening to respond. You're not listening to understand. The third point is, and this is where your entire argument is destroyed. The game against Chelsea, when Gerrard slipped, we did not even need to win that game. All we needed was a draw. If that was Jose
And you
Mourinho,
lost it.
if that was if that was Jose Mourinho, if that was any elite manager, he would have played for a draw, gotten the 1 point, and obviously you beat Palace, you beat Newcastle, you win the league. That's the smart thing to do. The dumb thing to do is play expansive against Chelsea, because if you remember when Gerrard slipped, he was at the halfway line. And the two defenders were next to him on the halfway line because Rodgers decided to play expansive against Jose Mourinho and wanted to park the bus. We didn't even need to win that game. If we gotten a point against Chelsea, beaten Palace and Newcastle, we were champions. So Rodgers was one of the reasons we didn't win it. He wasn't the
And
reason
he
we
was
almost
also,
won it.
and he was also one of the reasons why you got close to the title in the first place.
He wasn't.
Prime.
He wasn't.
Okay, fine.
He
Fine.
didn't Prime. He didn't really drag Liverpool to it. I feel like it's the other way around. He got that team. He got that very, very good team
good
playing
moment.
very, very good football. But then he dragged them away from winning it. With exactly what Dom Hussein just said there. If he didn't overthink, tinker too much, and bottle the big moments, Liverpool would have been title. And do you know the worst bit is, if they'd have won the title then, Klopp wouldn't be there now, and we wouldn't be having to suffer with Liverpool being so good. Literally, like Brendan Rodgers got blood in his hands. Maria Williams, question for David: who knocked you out of the competition last year?
Yeah, it was Spurs, but then Spurs lost in the final. So ultimately, we both lost. Cool.
Well, no, Frank knocked us out of that competition, not Spurs. shootout
Frank
was
tax.
Frank, yeah.
Frank
You guys
tax.
got knocked by Spurs last season.
Yes,
Yeah, they beat
Frank
us.
got knocked us out
They
of
beat
the
on.
competition.
They beat us
Didn't
on
Chelsea
pen.
get to the final, or is it,
No,
that was
they
the
beat
FA Cup. That was the FA
No,
Cup.
they beat
Cup.
us on. They beat us on pens. They beat us on pens.
comment here says Liverpool versus Spurs versus Liverpool final incoming. Tottenham Hotspur would destroy Woolwich, South London, Arsenal in the final. Should
Yeah,
Kelly
Woolwich, right.
have saved that Madison shot straight down the middle?
The
Yes,
pace, bro.
it was, but it's struck with so much venom and power. Is like sometimes
That strike.
There's no way, bro. By the time you acted, it's gone. It was in, bro. There's too much power, man. As well.
Yeah,
And
too much power on it. Impossible.
I feel sorry for keepers now, especially you lot, man. Seriously, what's the keeper got to do?
I need to find this goal. If this goal is right down the middle,
It's crazy. Comment here from Chang, who says, after Suarez, who actually dragged us to the title, Rodgers left Rodgers, bought 10 more players and finished 6th. Rodgers dragged us to what? To the zoo. Is what he said there. I know why Paul fans are emotional suckers, because Paul were just a top 10 team for 20 years before Klopp.
that's
Laughing my ass off. Is what
No, we were poor. Ram, we were poor, man. Like I said.
no, we're not.
I was conscious when we last won that we won 1990. I was following them. I don't know if you're a little baby then or you come out at the belly then, bruv. You get me? But I've been there since 1990 waiting for our team to win. So I've seen the dross that's happened during those 20 plus years. Do you get me? So,
Rams didn't study that history.
Yeah,
I did.
Ram wasn't even born. Ram's mum and dad weren't even cuddling for about 10 years until I found
stop
that.
that.
I'm just saying, I said cuddling, bro. I didn't make it crude. Liverpool are going to destroy Arsenal, and if Brighton's B team can create chances against Chelsea, imagine what Son and Kane will do, is what Jack Josh has got to say. Listen, Ram, thank you for coming on, bro, and having us. I'm going to bring Tom Little in to have his say now as well. Top man. Tom Little's here with us now. What you saying, young Timothy?
This cup, I refuse to believe this cup's a real thing. It's an absolute joke. Klopp has been out there trying to go out of the cup. He's been forced to bring 3 actual players on. They've been our 3 best players on the night, and we went through on penalties. I refuse to believe that this cup exists. It's an actual thing. I don't get what we were doing tonight, but the only way I can explain it is Brendan Rodgers has managed to bottle a 2-0 lead and a 3-1 lead to Liverpool's B team. And it's pathetic from someone who should be challenging for more with the Leicester team that he's built up for years and years. This Leicester team was supposed to be challenging for top 4. He's won 1 trophy in how many years of management, which was an FA Cup last season, which he got thanks to an 89th minute VAR decision. He bottled a league with us. He's bottled how many top 4s in a row with Leicester. He's a terrible manager, and I hope United sign him because he's brilliant.
You're not gonna respect the titles he won.
Shut up, Tom. That don't even put that into the universe, man. Don't do that. I did a video about how his tactics could help us. I'm gonna delete that shit now. That video is gone. You have to have it on 3 months to get your revenue. Fuck the revenue on that one. Get the fuck out of here. I'll pay. I'll give that revenue to charity. Fuck up. Get him away.
Terry, can I ask the Chelsea fans a question, bro? The Chelsea fans on here, right? Your B-Tech Klopp, your manager, could he done what Klopp did in the second half? Just turn that game around. That showed the class of Klopp, bro. And you lot trying to say Tuchel is good as him or even better. Please, I think in no world will Tuchel be able to turn around that game second half with the players on the pitch he had. What do you think, guys?
Would Tuchel have conceded 3 goals? Not as often as
Klopp. I think it would have been 5 or 6 with Tuchel's in charge.
I don't think so, because I believe our defense is better than yours right now. So yeah.
In fairness,
with those players, I'm talking about with those players, David.
Did you see what players we? It's not. You're acting like we had some mad team out today. Did you see our team?
You got the deepest squad in the league, bruv. Apparently, you got million. You got
David, we were giving out debuts.
I was not saying that.
Zane, in fairness, both Liverpool and Chelsea both went into the second half and scored 2 goals each.
But I'm just saying, with the players that Klopp was on the pitch with, I know that's his choice to put those players out. if Tuchel was in the same position, managing that Liverpool team, would he have turned it around in the second half like Klopp did?
But if
I don't know.
with Klopp being such a superior
not.
manager,
Because
with
it's a big
Klopp,
tech club,
hold on. With Klopp being such a superior manager, why would the game have gone so bad for him to have to turn it around in the first place?
Because Brendan
That question
Rodgers.
is such a straw man argument. That's like asking
No,
Ferguson,
but it's no, but
why
it's
did Bayern Munich
it's
go
no,
1-0 up?
how is it
If Ferguson is so amazing, why did Bayern Munich win? Why did Bayern Munich score one goal
How is it a
before
straw man
Man
argument?
United scored two?
I didn't watch the game, so I'm asking you how the game went in the first half.
I'll tell you as a neutral why the game went like that. Jurgen Klopp played too many kids on either not good enough or not ready. And as much as I believe a brilliant system is important, tonight proves that without individual brilliant players and high quality players, every system falls down. Because actually, a lot of Leicester's goals were nicking the ball off of Liverpool in dangerous places. Some of the honestly, like if they would have kept the same team out for the second half, it would have been 5 or 6-1. It really would have been the way.
We were giving debuts out in the quarterfinals of a cup. We gave a debut out to a centre back who I'm genuinely being serious on this. If you search up Billy Koumetio's name on one of our youth team accounts who follow them and tweet about the games, you search up his name. It's not Billy Koumetio with a great display. It's Chelsea under-23 score, error by Koumetio. Tottenham under-23 score, error by Koumetio. He's awful. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he will ever be ready. And we decided we wanted to give him a debut.
That's why it happened. That's why it happened.
Bro, you watch youngsters for 2 minutes and you can tell who's talented and who isn't. Sometimes some youngsters do grow eventually to become something, but some are just not cut out for this level, bro. It's just how it goes. Reece James cut out for high level. Trent cut out for high level. When you watch the Chelsea fans here, when they watched Reece James, probably in his first game, yes, he needed that loan move. But when he came back and they watched him for 5 minutes, they're like, okay, this guy can play football. We watched Trent. Yes, he can play football. Some of the ones on the pitch today, it's just not good enough. You can tell just by watching him. Comitio is just not this level. Comitio will be a brilliant defender in League One, in League Two. That's his level, in my opinion. So that's
yeah.
Like, and Terry's spot on. If he stayed on the pitch, it would have been 6-1 easily. Easily 6-1 less.
It would have been. Ty here says Liverpool fans should be embarrassed having a chant comparing Rodgers to Shankly.
No, they did not.
No.
Tom Little, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying about that?
Is that true, Tom?
Your face is
I think Jordan 2013-14 might have been a line or two.
In fairness, all fan bases have things like that.
To be fair, though, what he was doing, he had a squad with Martin Skrtel scoring an own goal every 2 games and Mamadou Sakho not controlling his 2 legs up in the top 4. He was as good as Shankly for them 4 or 5 months.
No, I hear what you mean. I get what you mean. Zane Cappin, Tuchel is a class manager that has changed tactics many times to win games. Beat Pep 3 times last year. Love the show. Big up, Terry. Thank you very much, Robbo. I appreciate that comment. Zane, the Ali G rapper obsessed with Chelsea. I don't know what that kind of next bit means. The Rebo. I don't know what it means unless I'm reading it wrong.
Ali G Reborn.
Reborn. There we go. See, the Primer's got.
You forgot that. Sorted out, bro. DJ.
Ali G Reborn. I like that. Obsessed with Chelsea. The guy is an absolute freak. Only been alive to see one league title. The guy is boring. Go and hide again.
Why are you so triggered, DJ, man? What's wrong with you, bro? You salty fan. Triggered, bro.
Man called you a freak.
Man, like I said, I know business, bro. Man's so triggered. That's a comment super chat. Carry on, DJ. You muppet.
Zane, stop using hypothetical situations to prove your point. Use facts, like how Tuchel did against Tottenham and how Klopp fouled against Brentford, is what Blazers got to say here.
That's a poor argument again. Because I can say as well, Tuchel failed against Wolves and Everton, but we didn't. That's just silly logic.
Yeah. Is that the name of that defender? Is that him?
Yeah. Comedian sounds like a Pokemon. Wow.
Sorry for him. Yeah.
The worst part was for Koumetio, I think it was the chance Vardy missed where he fouled Morton. But Billy Koumetio gives the ball away and then goes and tracks the runner that Joe Gomez has already got. So he runs across Vardy and just gives him an open path.
Yeah. It was
you sit there and you
terrible.
watch him and you're confused about how he's got to that conclusion.
Hamid here says Klopp should consider himself lucky. The starting lineup was a joke. If he puts out a similar lineup against Arsenal, there won't be any comeback win. Yeah.
Ooh, Arsenal. Ooh.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one. Prime, listen, bro, I'm going to bring Rack in to have his say now as well. Cheers for coming on, Prime. Appreciate it, bro. Top man. Thank you. Rack's here with us now. How's it going, Rack?
Good, mate. Good. I was not expecting much from the Carabao Cup this season, but I was fully bought in. It went 3-1, and as soon as Kanate changed the game for me, like we looked so much more composed and solid and defensively. And as soon as second half started, the crowd were fucking immense today. Like anyone who says that whole Anfield crowd's a myth, David, yeah, doesn't know what they're talking about. So
I'm just saying, you're using Brendan Rodgers as the barometer here. I'm sorry, I can't accept it.
Come on.
Personally,
Your successful manager in history's even said it. So come on. Regardless of that,
You know what I think? I think the thing is with the Anfield crowd, and this is more of it is salty from people. It's when Anfield is like tonight, it changes things. So my view. And I used to sit there in the Stretford end and say this about Old Trafford. When Old Trafford is rocking, it's amazing. It's like, why don't we do that every minute of every game and we won't ever fucking lose?
The answer is that when you're playing, especially when you've got big teams against big teams, naturally you're just a little bit more excited. Look, if Liverpool play Brentford on Saturday, yeah, of course, look, as Liverpool fans, we're all looking forward to it. But it's not gonna excite you in the same way because you kind of expect to win, right? You kind of expect to get a result. Whereas if Liverpool play Man City, for example, or Liverpool play Man United because the rivalry or there's something extra, then there's that more excitement. There's that magic.
Mate, bruv, I completely agree with you, and it used to annoy me as a Man United fan, especially in the Stretford end, because in the Stretford end, where I sat for years, it's just always noisy. So people used to say things like, my little brother come with me once, right? The Leyton Orient fan. A friend of mine was meant to be coming with me, couldn't come. I had 2 season tickets. I said, do you want to come with me? He went, yeah, cool. He'd never been to like a big game before. He'd only ever been to watch Leyton Orient play. And he was holding on to the railings. He was like, the whole first half, he's like, the railings are shaking. Everyone was standing up. No one sits down. Everyone makes noise. He went, I thought Old Trafford was quiet. I said, go sit at the other end. Right? It's dead. No noise. You get told to sit down. Sometimes it's about where you are. And it just used to frustrate me because it was like, if we made this noise all the time, it would just make it that bit harder. But it is hard. It is hard, especially when you play teams especially in the Fergie era where we know we're going to win. It was sometimes hard. Sometimes you'd be down the stairs at half time having a beer and you missed the first 10 minutes of the second half because you were talking. It was like, yeah, but we're going to win though. And that sounds so arrogant, but it's what happens when you're big. It's what happens when you're big. Comment here says Chelsea played Val and Bell in attack, 17 and 18-year-old kids, and Simons at right wing back for the first half. So I don't understand the Liverpool fans' argument. They did play some youngsters as well today. Rack, any fears, any worries about playing Arsenal, or do you think that will be a formality for you?
I mean, I'm not going to say formality, but I'm very, very, very confident. Look, we got a second leg at Anfield. There's going to be a fair few fixtures in January, so fixing congestion could play a part. Maybe Arsenal might go for this. This probably is the most realistic chance of silverware. Whereas I think it wouldn't surprise me if we played our second string team again to a large part. But I'm always confident against Arsenal. I'm always confident with the second legs at Anfield. So yeah, no doubts in my mind.
The only thing, by the way, Tarek, that's gonna ruin this entire thing is Arsenal don't have fixture pile up at the time, and we do. That's the only unfortunate situation for us because we're gonna have to play Champions League, obviously, and Premier League. The thing is with Arsenal, they're gonna be try-hards because, you know how it is. Carabao Cup and FA Cup is like their Champions League this season, so they're gonna go for it fully. And I have no problem with that. They have the right to go fully for the Carabao Cup. However, bro, that time, the only thing that just puts a doubt in my mind to not go over the top confident is the fact that at that time, February, we have so many competitions to play: Champions League, Premier League, and Carabao Cup. And if I'm not mistaken, there's an FA Cup weekend as well in February.
Yeah,
so,
but we're going to play more kids for that one. It's Shrewsbury. He's going to play out under 18s for that.
This is what's really. I mean, you are right. So you play the week commencing the 3rd of Jan. So I'm just looking at the dates now. So it's literally in a week and a half time. So you're going to play. Sorry, the week. It says the 3rd. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong.
I think it's the 3rd and the 10th. It's 2 weeks on the bounce.
Yeah, so it's good. Yeah, so you're literally looking. Yeah, you literally. So I look at it like this. Really, you've got, and that's sandwiched in between. That is the FA Cup weekend. So you've got Arsenal followed by Shrewsbury followed by Arsenal. You've got to look at it. And again, this is what. Again, if I was Klopp and I'm not, I would look at the first leg and go play your best team possible in the first leg to try and beat them. You beat them 2-0 or 3-0, which you're capable of doing at the Emirates. You rotate heavily for the FA Cup because you're playing Shrewsbury. You should be through. And then you can maybe start a slightly weaker team in the second leg with your big boys on the bench. And that's what I would do. Go for it in the beginning, win the game, and then sort of then peter the team out. Rather than, because if you go light in the first game and lose 2-0, it means you've got one or two choices at Anfield. Because Arsenal were a decent side. You don't want to be going to Anfield 2-0 down. Like, I don't
when's the AFCON? When's the AFCON, bro? Because I think Salah Mane won't be around for that all cater. So
they won't.
So we may get them in the first leg, but the second leg they won't be around to get us out of trouble.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. There's an interesting comment here from Patrick who says Terry's well endowed. I just want to say, Patrick.
What are you saying, bro? What are you doing?
Patrick, I was going to say, listen, how do you know this? I'm flattered that you know. It is true. I'm very good. The old Dolphins beak does all right, my friend. It does all right indeed. It does all right. All manscaped up, ready for Christmas. So there we go.
I like how Terry fully said that's an interesting comment. That's an interesting comment to you, Terry.
Why did that come up?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
Terry's on his burner account.
yeah, exactly. Just gotta put it in there. No, I was gonna say he's from my OnlyFans. That's what he's from. He's from my OnlyFans. What's the other one now? Do you know what's funny, right? A friend of mine started doing her own version of that, and some of the things that like men have as an option, like things she offers as a service, made me honestly, I'll tell you off air, I die with laughter at the things you can pay for, because it's just like, I'm like, fair play to you for doing it, like do whatever makes you happy in life. But I was like, wow, someone would pay for that. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Cap Terry, Terry's very poorly endowed. I mean, again, that's just what I call dead banter. You're just reversing what the other person said. Like, what? That's not very good, and it isn't true. Terry, can you show us? No. This stream just went left real quick.
Keep that to yourself, bro.
I'm not getting the Frank and Beans out live on the air. I like my channel. There we go. Patrick, thank you for opening up this can of worms. Yeah, like this. Terry, 3 legs fluers. Yes, my G.
This stream is taking a bit of a weird turn now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's even better. Tripod Terry. Sorry. I'm sorry, people. Listen, it was a very good night tonight. Very good night indeed. Tottenham. Anyone see Tottenham making the final?
They could do. I think they got a shout. Other 2 legs, you know.
I think they will.
The only way
I fully believe it's a
David, why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing? Because clip this, boy. Clip this. If they lose to Tottenham, you're gonna be in the mud, bro. Why are you laughing for?
It's just funny because 2 Liverpool fans are there like, okay, for Tottenham.
Conte, you're
and the other 2 are like, like, yes.
David, I think they could. Listen, David, you're a Chelsea fan. You know what Conte is. Come on.
I agree. But like,
David, you see, if this was David, if this was Nuno or Pochettino or Harry Redknapp, I would say Chelsea through regardless of where you are in the league, because it's in the history of the Tottenham. But because of Antonio Conte being there,
we're like 2 points.
You know the impact he has. Come on, so it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Antonio Conte is a good manager. He's not a miracle work. They still have Dyer and Sanchez in defence.
And he banned ketchup and mayonnaise as well.
Man, I make Chelsea favourites, but I wouldn't write Tottenham.
Exactly.
Off.
I'd love Tottenham to make it and play Arsenal in the final and Tottenham win. So the Arsenal.
Terry, by the way, you want the world to explode. You see the thing you said. If that happens, you do not like you're. I think you will use the wrong word when you say toxic. That's nuclear waste. That's not just toxic.
Yes,
that is absolute destruction. You don't understand the amount of like toxicity that would arise from that 90 minutes.
The only game that I believe in the history of football that would be more nuclear, more toxic, would be a Champions League final between Man United and Liverpool. It's almost, that's one of those that's so bad, I wouldn't want that final, because that final, I would not be able to enjoy the build-up. I wouldn't be able to enjoy it. The only time you'd enjoy it is if you, at the end of it, if you're the winner. And even then, I still think there'd be an element of you being so exhausted that it would just, it'd almost be the next day you could, like, I wouldn't want that at all. I'd want to win it. Imagine being the team that wins it, because that would make up, we'd only have 4 and you'd have 6, but that would mean we'd basically have 7 because we beat you in the final. So yeah, take that.
Oh, Lord.
For Liverpool United fans, the best team to beat in the final would be your rival, whether it be Liverpool or Man United, respectively.
No, but I don't want that.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I want a big team in the final, bro. I want an easy win, bro. Easy W. I don't like Tottenham.
You understand how emotionally drained you'd be for that final?
Exactly.
That's the only issue. Give me anyone but United in any final.
When we played Chelsea,
that's just so emotionally draining. Like, I just feel people. By the way, people have said this as well for the Champions League. They're like, after we beat Inter, I want a United. I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. We are better than them. It has nothing to do with it, but it's just the emotional fatigue that you would have from that. Like, it cannot be European night fatigue plus biggest rivalry fatigue. It's just too much to take.
I agree with you, bro. Ain't it mad though that Man United and Liverpool have avoided each other in the Champions League forever? I know that you never it was only like the late 90s where more than one team from one country got in, but how we've avoided each other all this time is mad. Like, it will happen at some point.
Europa League, remember Europa League where Coutinho scored that?
Yeah, we only had one European game. That's Europa League.
And again, that meant something. And I was there for the second leg, but it didn't have the same. Again, that was at a time when Man United weren't used to being out of the Champions League as regularly as we have been. It was almost like I shouldn't even be here anyway. It was almost like the Leicester, but yeah, it'd be crazy. And yeah, I would love the North London final. Everyone who's tuned in, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Please subscribe before you leave. Back tomorrow, the Bet Victor show, the final show before Christmas is on. It's going to be a great show tomorrow night. We're going to be doing a little bit of half-season awards on the show. So who the best player have been, best team have been, best managers, flops, and all that jazz. It's all on tomorrow night show, so make sure you're tuning in. Oh, question for David. Would you consider an FA Cup, League Cup, World Club Championship, Super Cup, and third in the league a good season?
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of waffle.
Use the computer.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good.
I'd say yes. I'd say yes.
Has he just asked if you consider a quadruple as a good season?
That's 2 trophies. That's 2 trophies.
It's like a quadruple of stink, isn't it?
That's 4. Come on,
come on, Terry. That's not 2 trophies, bro.
That's 2 trophies.
Why are you hating, bro?
It's not hating.
Terry, you know that the Club World Cup is massive. Come on, you want it. You want it as well.
Massive.
Wait until Man United are back in it. It might be 20, 30 years, but when we're back in it and you see how I go, where I just take it as another game, then you'll be like, at least that's why I need Man United to get back to being good, because I need people to see that my expectations or things that I consider important don't change when it's my club. Like I'm very consistent.
Stay in the mud, Terry. We need you lot to stay in the mud. It's all good now. We're happy, bro.
We're coming for you, bro. We're coming.
I miss the good days where it was.
Next year is their year. Next year is our year.
Next year is our year when we've got Ralph upstairs, Ten Hag. You know what I mean? Ollie back doing something at the club. Do you know what I mean? Waterboy, some shit. I don't know. It'd be good, man. Everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all.